starting a 3D print. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure your 3D printer attachment is not in the attachment mount right now. So without it in the attachment mount, we're going to turn our machine on, make sure our power supply is on, and then we're going to go in the interface, and we're going to home our Z-axis, which is going to bring our Z platform, our print platform, all the way to the top. And it's going to hit a limit switch. And that's how we know that it's in its home position. So that's the extreme top that it can go to. So once it's home, we are ready to put our 3D printer into our attachment mount. So I'm going to open the clamp on the attachment mount, and I'm going to gently slide this into the attachment mount. And then this is where I'm going to take my business card, and I'm going to slide it under my 3D printer nozzle, and then I'm going to slide the business card out from under the nozzle. And what we're looking for is a little groove. If you're not seeing the groove, you can unclamp it, put the business card back on there. You might need to put just a slight, like a little finger's worth of pressure, a slight pressure on top of the 3D printer, clamp it back in, and what you're looking for is this gray groove in your business card. Okay, so once you're confident that you see that groove, you should be able to see just a small space in between your nozzle and your print bed. I should say that you want to make sure when you're setting your nozzle height, you're doing it over an area that you're going to print. So if you're using painter's tape, which is a common adhesive on top of your print bed, just make sure that you set your nozzle height over the tape, not over the bare print bed itself. So here our print bed is covered in masking tape. So I just want to make sure my nozzle height is set over the masking tape and not over a bare part of the aluminum. Alright, and so now that we're pretty confident that our nozzle is in the right spot, we can go ahead and start a 3D print, and we can examine the first layer to see if our nozzle is too close, too far, or if it's just in the right spot. And there's a couple things you can look for in that first layer to see if you're in a good spot. So here's an example of what the first layer would look like if your nozzle is too close. All the lines are smushed together. You can't distinguish between each line. And there's blobs and bubbles. That's because the nozzle is so close that it literally can't push the filament out evenly. It'll push a lot out and then it won't be able to push any out. So if your first layer looks like this, then you're probably a little bit too close. Alright, if your nozzle's too far away, it'll look something like this. You'll be able to see little spaces in between each line. The only problem with this is that you'll probably have issues with your print sticking to the bed. Alright, and here's our example of what just right looks like for your nozzle height. All the layers are connected. You can distinguish between each line, but they are all touching. So this is ideal. You should have really good adhesion to your bed with this. Alright, well that's how you set your nozzle height. I hope this guide was helpful, and happy printing!